Hello, it is 8 o'clock, June 27th, 2021, and the last day that's going to feel somewhat tolerable because we've got a heat advisory now in effect. Looking at the map, you can see here. National Weather Service has a heat advisory for all of New Jersey, Hudson Valley, basically everybody except for the South Shore of Suffolk County and the East End. So this is the heat advisory we have. We're going to read it for our area here, and it is a heat advisory that is going to be in effect until, from noon Monday till 8 p.m. Tuesday. Heat index values between 95 and 104. Expected portions of northeast New Jersey, southern Connecticut, and southeast New York. This is from noon Monday until 8 p.m. on Tuesday. High temperatures and high humidity may cause heat illnesses to occur. So this is when the combination of heat and humidity has reached very high conditions across the area. So let's go take a look and see what we've got going on right now as far as our weather. It's not too bad out there. Temperatures generally in the mid and upper 70s, mid 70s, cooler on the South Shore, warmer on the North Shore, and still the city's holding on to some heat there. 86 in Central Park right now, which is unbelievable. Right here at our station at Carl Place, we're only at 79, and on the South Shore, you're in the low 70s. Nice and comfortable with the nice pretty strong sea breeze out there. But the minute you head west, and New Jersey also looks like it's a little better compared to where it was earlier. They're in the low 80s. So let's go take a look and see what our highs were today across the area. And we're going to get to that heat in the northwest too, because that is pretty significant. You can see all the heat advisories here. We got the excessive heat warnings in the Pacific Northwest, and we're going to look at some of those temperatures over there as well in this weather update. So let's go take a look and see what we've got going on out there right now. As far as our high temperatures today. So again, you can see these wind gusts, pretty breezy conditions out there. So that's taking the edge off of things. Throw in the dew points. It's humid. Dew points in the low 70s pretty much everywhere. It's just quite humid for our area, and the humidity is going to be sticking around for quite some time. So let's take a look and see what the high temperatures were today across the area. And you will see that we have high temperatures generally in the mid 80s across the middle part of Long Island. So you got that 86 at Carl Place, near 90 on the North Shore. South Shore cooler with in the low 80s. 82 in looks like 82 in Babylon there. 82 was the high at Farmingdale, 82 at Islip MacArthur Airport. And let's look at West Hampton, 79, so a little cooler again, South Shore, East End, and then when you head west toward the city, it's hotter where you have highs generally. Let's get that temperatures up there. Generally, oh yeah, 92 at LaGuardia already. Wow, it's Astoria. There's LaGuardia. This is so LaGuardia got up to 90 today. JFK 82, Central Park 88. Then you go into Jersey where the 90s have returned. Newark 94. Wow, it's quite warm. Let's see what they got to in Toms River. So yep, 90s there too. 92 in Toms River, 90 downtown Toms River. Generally around 90 degrees. So much hotter in Jersey on the North Shore. Versus the East End. And we look at some temperature profiles now, and you will see here that I'm going to go to Carl Place here, show you what the temperature profile was for Carl Place, and then we'll compare it somewhere on the South Shore. So 78 is the current temperature out there, and these are the temperature profiles. You can see mid 80s for much of the afternoon. It was pretty brutal. Only got better as we got later into the evening. And then we go and we look at somewhere on the South Shore where they've got a nice sea breeze. Let's do Rockville Center. Let's see how they did. So actually they were pretty close to us as well. Actually surprisingly pretty close. Not a huge difference. I think that's because they're further west. Let's go a little further east on the South Shore. Let's go to Babylon. Let's go to Babylon. Let's see how Babylon Village did. So they probably had a better sea breeze. Yeah, they had a better sea breeze there. So they only just briefly touched 80 a few times. Otherwise, mostly in the 70s all day. And that's, symbolic of what you have pretty much across Long Island. And then we contrast that to New Jersey, where it is going to be much, much hotter. Of course, in that West Desert, West Desert, west of Toms River, it's still 81 there right now. So let's pull that up on here. And again, that's because of the wind direction. It's not coming off the ocean, it's coming off the land for them, so it's hot. And yeah, they got up until 93. So yeah, 93 in that desert west of Toms River. Pretty hot. Like I said, it's already hot there. They've already started their heat wave in New Jersey, and it's going to be going for quite a number of days. This heat is pretty, we're going to be dealing with a lot of heat, but when we compare it to what's going on in the Pacific Northwest, well, that's a completely different story. So let's take a look and see. We'll go back to the station plot now. And we're going to take a look and see what's going on in the Pacific Northwest. All right, that's this area right here, which you can see all the pink here. Let's just change the opacity, because that is way too much opacity for the, let me just, opacity, let's see, let me turn this down. Yeah, that's better. This whole area does our excessive heat warnings, and you take a look at these areas here. I mean, 100s, it's pretty crazy. Seattle, 97, dew point 64. Even right at the coast, even like Black Knob, 96. Even right at the coast, no sea breeze. Normally they get a breeze off the cool ocean water here, but no, they're not getting that today at all. And you have insane heat in areas that you're not supposed to have heat at all. So Oregon, that whole area, they might have broken a record. They broke a record yesterday. We're going to go to the weather service to talk about that too, because this is pretty impressive heat that we have going on here. Let's see if we can find Portland here. It's hard to find with that shading going on. Let's see if we can just lower that opacity. It's really way, way too bright. So it's hard to read the cities. Here's Portland. Oh, yeah, Portland's 112. So that's their all-time record. They already shattered yesterday's all-time record, which was 108. Portland is now 112. This is insane historic heat for this area. And the air is not that bone dry either. Dew point 53, but they had some dew points in the 60s yesterday. We're going to look at the 3-day observation for Portland. And you can see they've been in above 110 most of the day, which is insane. This is an area that's supposed to see highs normally in the 70s, all right? So this is how crazy it is. And you can see, look earlier at the dew points this morning in the 60s. So, yeah, humidity, too. They have some humidity with it, too. Humidity came down a little bit. 112, though. Insane. That would be like us hitting 112. That would be us like us hitting 115, all right? Because they're not even supposed to get as hot as we are. So that's insane. That's a record, 112. So record highs shattered all across the Pacific Northwest due to this. It's absolutely insane what's happening there. Like I said, if you think the heat here is bad, we're not breaking all-time records, but they are. You can see, looking at these numbers here, 114. We can actually change this to the observations to the actual high temperatures for the day, so you get an idea of what the actual high temperatures were across this whole area today. And we're going to pull it up in a moment here. It's having trouble. Let's see if we can get this pulled up. That would be nice. All right. So here you go. Here's your map, and you can see all of these high temperatures. Look at this. Plenty of 100s, 110s. Even in the mountains, 100 degrees. That is insane kind of heat. The ecosystem there is not meant for that type of heat at all. And a lot of people don't even have air conditioning because it's not, for years, and it used to be it never got hot there. Well, they're going to have to install air conditioning because now you're going to have heat in this area. So these are the high temperatures. Absolutely insane, record-breaking heat across the Pacific Northwest. Absolutely insane. So like I said, if you think it's bad here, it's a whole lot worse there. And this is insane. We've never seen these kind of temperatures before, which just goes to show you what's going on in the atmosphere as far as climate change goes. This is not normal at all. There's just a huge dome, this huge ridge here, because there's no jet stream. So with no jet stream, the heat over the desert southwest just spreads over the Pacific Northwest, and there's nothing to stop it. Normally there'd be a jet stream, but there is no jet stream, so that's why that's not happening. Let's go actually, I do want to go. Let's go to the Portland NWS because I'm sure they are talking about this as well. So there you go, 111 degrees at Portland International Airport. And they've got this excessive heat warning in effect, and it's going to stay hot. Going to be hot again on Monday, too, and then it drops into the 90s, drops a little bit, but no rain either, so we're very concerned about the fire threat. That could also be a big issue this year as well in that area. This is insane stuff, man. Absolutely insane. If we go to the Weather Service, they're going to actually probably talk. Let's see if they have a Twitter here so we can see what they've said. And you'll see here that breaking, postponed, SeaTac recorded a temperature of 103 at 2:35 p.m. This ties the all-time record that was set in 1945, and they could wind up breaking that. 110 in downtown Portland, a KGW, and that also is the all-time record. So all-time records being broken here, 110. Absolutely insane. It looks like the odds of Portland tying Vegas's all-time record tomorrow is 17%. Yes, the hottest it's been in Vegas is 117. It's hotter in the Pacific Northwest than it is in Florida right now. This is the kind of insanity that you have. And here they are talking about the dew point. What's makes this even more in a bit is the dew point has been running. These are high values. So this is all, again, part of the climate emergency that we are in right now. It's going to get worse. It is going to get worse. And they also set record low minimums because it didn't really drop much below the 70s there. So I'm really worried about people there. It's very concerning, this kind of heat. And they've had some power issues, too. Let's see if, luckily, they don't have too many power outages right now. They have about 4,833 in Oregon, people without power. It's still enough. But there was a major transmission line that went down in part of the peninsula area of Washington yesterday that caused a big power outage there as well. So this is all part of what we're dealing with in the climate emergency that we're dealing with. Check the tropics. Not much going on, but there is something that they are watching here. A disturbance, small low-pressure system located about 424 miles east-southeast of Savannah, Georgia. The associated shower and thunderstorm activity has become less organized since early this afternoon. So it probably won't really become much of anything, but again, this will have to be watching. But it's mainly just all about the heat right now, and we're dealing with this heat. If we put the temperature map up here on the GFS, you see, again, we're not doing so badly. Look at the whole West. And actually, if I pull this out to the count, let's do the North American view here. This heat goes way up into Canada. It goes way up into Canada. So you have the heat going way up into places that aren't. Oh my gosh, 97. Is that for real? That is insane. We're gonna have to see what the kind of weather going on in Canada is. We're gonna have to take a look at that too, because we're gonna go to Ventus Sky and we're gonna pull this out and see. This kind of gives us a graphic representation of all the heat, and you can see just so much heat all over the place. And look at this. Yeah, 90s. These are places in Canada that are way up north. I don't know why. Yeah, Edmonton. All right, they're in the 80s, but look at some of these other places way up north, and these areas are never supposed to get hot. I don't know why the towns aren't showing. Oh, there's a town called Yellowknife around here. All right, what the hell just happened? I don't know why this isn't displaying towns. This is awful. All right, here's Fort McMurray. Very hot in these areas. But I know there's an area called Yellowknife up in this area. I don't know exactly where it is. Maybe it's, I don't know why. This is not showing the town, so we may have to use a different tool here. Because now we're looking at other countries, so I can't just use the weather and hazards map that I normally would. But look at all this heat again. Just the whole West is just insane right now. All the way down, all the way. California, they're dealing with this heat in California too. All the way up the whole West Coast is dealing with this crazy heat that's going on. So let me look at another. Let me go look at windy.com, and maybe that'll show the towns there, because right now it's not showing a lot of the towns, and that's a problem. So let's pull this up here. Yeah, this one shows the towns. It'll show you what the temperatures are in the towns. So Fort Nelson, 93. Fort St. John, 90. Never supposed to get that hot over there. That's insane. I mean, look at how far the heat goes. Yellowknife. Or Yellowknife isn't too bad. They're 66. But this is insane, this heat. And it's just going way up into the Arctic Circle here. Which is very disturbing, again, for the ice pack. Very disturbing. Very disturbing to kind of see this stuff. But again, this is all due to the jet stream. So let me pull that up right now on the thing here. So you can see we pretty much have no jet stream. I mean, there's little pieces of it here and there, but there really isn't a jet stream right now. And we're going to really continue with a very diffuse, weak jet stream here. Which the jet stream is like starting to just break down. I mean, there's like barely a jet stream here. You can't even see it. And that's why you're seeing all this, because there's nothing to organize the weather. The heat can go wherever it wants. Normally, it would be stopping the jet stream from getting into the Arctic Circle. That's not happening. So what you see is what you get. And unfortunately, this crappy jet stream pattern continues, which is going to be very bad for the ice pack. Could this be the year we see the Blue Ocean event? We'll get to the ice pack a little later in this weather update. But let's go back to the CONUS view. And we'll go back to the precipitation view so you get an idea of what's happening here at the surface here. So getting back to our weather, you can see we've got this ridge that we're going to be dealing with, this Atlantic ridge, which is going to keep us in the heat and the humidity. And it's not going anywhere. A front tries to make it through, but now it looks like this front never makes it through. And we're going to be dealing with stall front syndrome perhaps for your July 4th weekend. It's actually sadly looking more and more likely that we're going to be dealing with that. And that means that we're still going to be dealing with the humidity. There's actually no end in sight to the humidity. The ridge comes right back. So that's why I hope you got out there and enjoyed that nice weather, because the weather is going to suck from now until further notice. I don't know when we're going to get out of this pattern. We're setting up in a very abnormal, anomalous, and alarming pattern that we all need to be concerned about, not just for us, but for the entire country. As again, we are in a climate emergency, and I'll discuss a little more at the end of the video. Of course, you will not hear that on the local TV station because they don't want to do anything that would upset a certain demographic. And obviously, they don't want to hear about how dire the situation is right now. So let's go take a look at, and you see the heat continuing in the west, but let's go take a look at now our area, and I'll pull up the HRRR model, and we'll pull the 18Z run up. So we'll take a look and see how the heat starts getting worse tomorrow. So here we go, and you can see, look at what's going on inland. Jersey, New York City, the North Shore, going into the 90s tomorrow. And I think I was pretty close to the high Toms River. I think I said 92 or 93. I think tomorrow Toms River you're going to see 96 or 97. Meanwhile, middle of the island probably still coming close to 90 degrees tomorrow. South Shore 80s. And that's the place to be, is the South Shore. Muggy night, lows only going down to the 70s. And then Tuesday is a whole lot worse because of more of a westerly component of the wind. Toms River, you're probably going to see 100 degrees. And middle of the island, North Shore, the city, mid-90s. All right. I could see right now by looking at this is predicting more of a southwesterly wind on Tuesday. He said Tuesday will be worse than tomorrow. And that's all. It's all due to the wind direction. So if we put this in here and look at the dew point, you'll see that more of that westerly component there to the wind, more of a west-southwest wind or the southwest wind, which means the sea breeze is only going to be effective mainly on the South Shore and the east end, especially into the eastern parts of Suffolk County. That's why we all have that heat advisory, which will probably be extended into Wednesday when we take a look at the GFS. Again, you see that killer west wind setting up for Tuesday. For tomorrow, it's more of a southerly flow. So tomorrow, I think we'll see it'll be a touch worse than today, but not dramatically worse. It's Tuesday that you're going to really feel it when those winds go more southwesterly. And, of course, those dew points stay up there. They're not coming down at all whatsoever. Let me go to the GFS here, and we'll put the temperatures, the GFS, and you'll see what the GFS is predicting for tomorrow. All right, so that's the GFS, and here is the Tuesday again. Somebody's going to see 100 on Tuesday, especially Jersey. I think somebody's going to see 100 on Tuesday, and then that heat, we get right back into it on Wednesday. Maybe, I think if we don't get to 100 on Tuesday, the city could see 100 even on Wednesday. That heat advisory will be extended into Wednesday for sure. So we're going to be seeing extreme heat now too. And like I said, I wouldn't be surprised to see some 100-degree readings in there. And really, the only place that you're really going to, especially on Wednesday, the only place with relief right on the beach, within a mile of the ocean pretty much, is where you're going to have to be to have any kind of relief, because the sea breeze is going to be very, very weak. If we look at this dew point map, you'll see, look again, west-southwest wind. The killer west wind off Jersey is going to kill us. So while we've been enjoying a break from the worst of it, we're going to be in the worst of it on Tuesday and Wednesday for sure. Moving this map along, here we are Thursday. The heat gets a little more suppressed into Jersey more, but it's still, this is the front coming through. This is this front that's going to come through and then stall out. You still see a westerly flow on Thursday, so we could be hotter than this is predicting for Thursday if we get that westerly flow. And you can see no end in sight to the humidity. You can see this front tries to make it through and it stalls out over us, and we're dealing with stall front syndrome for the entire weekend, and then the humidity comes right back. So no real relief from that. And what we will see, though, along with the stall front syndrome, is more clouds and rain. So that's the only thing that's going to, I think, keep the temperatures down, especially Friday. Suffolk County, might only be in the 60s, and then cool on Saturday. But again, it'll be cool with showers and clouds and rain. And then once we get to the week after, we're getting right back and heating up again into the upper 80s and possibly 90s once again as we head to next week here. I mean, there's just no end in sight to the heat. Look at this. This is July 10th. And you can see where this summer is going to be record-breaking. I think we have the hottest summer on record, folks. And I could see really another big major heat wave again for next Monday. So this is what we're going to be dealing with. Temperatures up your 100. I think we're going to see 100 in the city. I think we're going to see hundreds this year. I think we're going to see the hottest summer we've ever seen in recorded history in our area. And I think we're going to be shattering some records. Seeing what's going on in the Pacific Northwest, we're going to see that here too as well. So let's go look at the skies. That's why I said enjoy that nice weather, because it's a distant memory now. Let's go look at the skies, obviously. So here are the skies, and you'll see plenty of cloud. There's going to be, high clouds around generally. Actually, let me go to the NAM. Let me use that first. And we'll get our next chance of rain, too, because it's been dry. So here's the NAM. You can see clouds along the south shore, less clouds in the middle of the island, and on the north shore, which is why it'll be warmer there. That's a stratus layer. Here we are Tuesday, and again, just plenty of sunshine, just hot, and hazy, and I don't think it'll be a nice blue sky. And then that similar idea continues into Wednesday. I mean, I could look at the RGM too as well. You can see, I mean, it won't be a nice blue sky, but you're going to have that sun out every single day, which will be making sure that things heat up. And you can see that. And of course, at isolated, we are going to see, this is the summer from hell. I'm telling you, summer is going to be the worst summer that any of us have ever seen right now. It's what it's shaping up to be. Here's Tuesday, Wednesday. Here's the GFS, and you can see some more clouds. And here comes that front that'll keep us in the clouds, and then we're going to look at that, and that'll be the next chance of substantial rain, but your July 4th weekend will be ruined, perhaps, by stall front syndrome. Be sure to thank the big Ram or Silverado that's driven just because it looks cool. Be sure to thank it. Because those are the people that are doing them darndest to change the climate. So let me look at the let me go back to the precipitation here, and we'll go ahead and look at the NAM 12. It's the 18Z run, and see when the next chances for precipitation would be. We saw a couple of very scattered showers and thunderstorms, very scattered, and that might happen tomorrow inland, tomorrow as well. It looks like mainly over Jersey. And each day, I mean, there's a small chance of it, but any more substantial precipitation will not come until we get toward Thursday, when that front comes. Here, this would be our next chance, and this will bring, again, possibly a showery, rainy Friday night, Saturday, the whole weekend pretty much. Maybe a break for Saturday, and then more rain comes. Again, we're dealing with the stall front, but at least it'll bring us some relief from the heat. Although it won't be sunny, at least it'll be relief from the heat, because after that, we're right back into it again, unfortunately. Let me see. Let's go to the Ventus sky now, and we'll go ahead and look at this. I know it's a very scary, bleak picture, but this is how dangerous this climate emergency is, and why something needs to be done immediately about it. We need to be making, we got to be reducing the amount of fossil fuel we burn. Right now, we keep burning so much of it, and it's just going to keep getting worse. So here is the HRRR again for tomorrow. Again, you can see low 90s. South Shores be the blue place to be. Jersey, you're going to die. Bottom line. Here's Tuesday, though. You see, look at that. More of a westerly wind. That's what's going to kill us. That heat from Jersey is going to go in right over us. And so all that air that's over Tom's River is going to be blowing right over us. And that's what's going to kill. And I think most areas of the island see 90s. And then we go to Wednesday. It drops it a little more on Wednesday. This is the HRRR. Seems to think a little more of a sea breeze on Wednesday versus, look at that, 100 in Tom's River, though. But we'll have to see if that's exactly what happens or not. I mean, the South Shore is going to be the place to be, the bottom line. If you need to be outside and you want to take a walk outside, it's best to do it on the South Shore. And late in the afternoon, say after 5 o'clock or so, when the sun isn't as strong as when the sea breeze is at its strongest. We can look at wind gusts as well to show you what the wind speeds are going to be. And at least it looks like there's decent wind speeds here. This is wind gusts. Let's see wind gusts for. Yeah, this is when Tuesday is when it's going to be brutal. You got that west wind, and there ain't going to be a whole lot of wind. Here's tomorrow. We'll still be getting some of that southerly flow. But once it goes more westerly over Jersey, you're going to die. It's going to be bad. And then by Wednesday, the winds seem to pick up again a little more. So that's also what it is. We also have what we look at as perceived temperature. And this is what it's going to feel like with the humidity. So let's start with tomorrow here. And this is 2 o'clock, peak in the afternoon here. With the humidity, you're going to feel like you're in the upper 90s for tomorrow. And that humidity is going to be real high. Dew points in the 70s. So we'll be experiencing it. Here is Tuesday. This is going to be the worst day of it. It's going to feel like 100 degrees almost everywhere, even if you don't hit 100. Here's Wednesday. Not really much better. Once we get to Thursday, that's when we see it drop back a little bit. And as we get to Friday, you see it's much cooler. There's that front that's going to stall out over us, but at least we won't be dealing with the heat once we get toward Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Although the weekend might suck for outdoor stuff, at least it won't be hot. I know that's the way people like it. Not me. Again, this is not normal. And again, let's go now to the state of the ice situation. And then I'll wrap up this weather update. A lot to talk about. Let's go. Storms with the norm. So we got a June health spread. Declined sea ice was slow. Polynose. I don't know what that says, but here's the thing right now. We are scraping at the bottom here, again with the sea ice. Again, and like I said, this report was issued a couple of. Let's see, when was this as of? The 26th. All right, this is actually, no, when was this as of? Doesn't really have, yeah, the 26th. So this is the 26th of June, but we're going to see those effects, and you can see here what's going on. Lots and lots of melting going on here with the ice over here. This is all going to be gone in the next week, all of this. And there's going to be this little area left right around the center of the North Pole. Once we get toward probably, I would say, 3 or 4 weeks from now, this is all that's going to be left. And then that's going to start getting eroded away. And could we see that blue ocean event? It's very scary because once that happens, the climate change is really going to run away really fast, which is why we need to do something to, like I've said before, we need to, there's a proven way to cool the planet down, and that is with either a major volcano erupting, such as Mount Pinatubo, such as Mount Tambora, or simulating that kind of eruption. So we reduce the amount of solar radiation to the surface. Because right now, even if we stop burning fossil fuels today, it's too late. We've got to now do something to actually cool the planet down to save us, because this is going to run away and it's going to get hotter and hotter and hotter. And that really scares me. And that's the thing we really need to be scared about, not this virus. All right? So that's the way I feel about it. We are in a climate emergency, and what you're seeing this summer is part of that, and we need to start talking about that. So that's going to be it for this weather update. Thanks for watching, and stay cool.